What's up, people? Ncaa 31 here, bringing you HP Legends Online Dynasty Ncaa 13. This was the second user game of the Online Dynasty. You saw my first game, a high-scoring loss to Kentucky. And we're on the road again in user game number 2. You see my custom streamlined run and shoot playbook, along with a 3-3-5 stack with this latex squad at Wyoming. I like Wyoming Stadium. I like the backdrop. I like the way the backdrop and scenery looks. I like the design of the stadium. And actually, a lot of these obscure, lower prestige teams, or teams that don't really get used that much, who are pretty decent teams, have very nice looking stadiums. I think my favorite stadium in the game, or I think the stadium that's the best looking, is BYU's Lavelle Edwards Stadium. That's a really pretty looking stadium. This one is very nice looking, especially at night. Of course, Notre Dame Stadium looks, great. Notre Dame Stadium always looks great. Other schools have some nice looking stadiums. Bright House Stadium, UCF, looks, pretty decent. As does Rentschler Field, my Yukon Huskies. So quite a few of the, lesser used teams have some pretty neat looking stadiums. Those are some of my favorite, looking stadiums out of, the many or all the ones that are in the game. What are some of yours, I wonder? But anyhow, here we go. Looking to bring the noise, stiffing out that screen. I've been playing a lot more cover 1 lately out of the 3-3-5 and also out of the 3-4. Just basically taking the chance and just trying to keep a lookout as to what's going on with my single high user safety as best I can. Even though in the PS3 version there isn't a jam on the left-hand side, you can still get away with rolling your corners up if they match up coverage-wise and athletically. So I've been trying to figure out ways to get cover 1 and cover 0 to be viable, coverages, at least callable every now and then. And, I've been able to do it here and there without getting scorched too badly. But, mostly when I play a single high safety scheme, well, when you play any single high safety defense, whether it's a 3-3-5 stack, a 4-2-5, it just naturally lends itself to a lot of cover 3 and cover 4. And when I go to more traditional nickel and dime sets, or 2-3-6 or quarters, you see some occasional cover 6 and cover 2. But mostly I'm trying to play bend but don't break. Selectively show my pressures. And force my opponent to go underneath and take the long field. And right here, it's just a battle of field goals as the run and shoot has been moving the ball pretty nicely, but not cashing in. And with my custom playbook, this is what I usually do with cover 0. I have a couple of guys or one guy in a purple zone just to kind of protect me a little bit. But going back to what I was saying about the offense, my custom run and shoot playbook, I basically have, or my goal was to have all flavors of the run and shoot, the old school double slots from the 70s and 80s, the ace spread and ace trips from the 90s, and the modern shotgun flavor all in one playbook, and I can pretty much use whichever style I feel the game requires, or all of them in the game. Some games I don't use flex bone or ace that much at all. Some games I'll operate heavily from the flex or ace and use very little pistol or shotgun. And here we have a pick six, which busts the game open. So Wyoming is on the ropes, and I get consecutive pick six. That really hurt, especially going into half. So 2 touchdowns by my defense in pretty much 2 plays. But he's doing a good job here, staying patient, not panicking. There's a whole half of football left to play. And he tries to stabilize the game running the football, which is always a very smart thing to do. Pressure. Man one pressure. You got to be able to play some man-free pressure, or you can't play football. And here's a run and shoot go concept. Everyone runs the wrong option route. He breaks late. Actually, he ran the right option route. He doesn't gain any separation. He ran the post route on that seam read, but he was blanketed there. And that's always the danger with the run and shoot. The one drawback as I'm running streak option here is that if receivers don't run the right route, ugly things can happen. And there he ran the right route on streak option. He made the right read. And here's the slide concept in the run and shoot. And I lead him away from the middle of the field safety there. And here we bring some flex bone double slots. We get on the board. So the shoot is percolating all phases. You saw the go route, the streak option, and the slide concept. And then I busted out some old school run and shoot with the double slots 3-man route. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. Playing some loose cover 3 here, or cover 2 rather, with a deep linebacker. And here's how I thought he was going to open the game. This quarterback here on this squad is a pretty nice athlete, very good runner. And I was, game planning to come out and shut that down, but he didn't establish that until late into the 3rd quarter. So now I'm just trying not to make any mistakes. I'll run a little speed option there and just punt the ball and make him have to go the long field. D's playing well. Why not let it ride? Conservative zones. I'd rather, force him to be patient. I don't want to bend too much here and make it just a, effortless march down the field. Good read on that screen. Screens are way too easy to sniff out against guys who have been around the block a few times. They got to do a better job of disguising the screen and not giving it away instantly. I forced a big hit fumble. Run a little midline. Get under center out in the flex bone slot. And again, just taking no risks here. Punt the football. QB wrap, and again, he gets a big gain. I don't know why he didn't start the game out like this. This gives me some serious issues. As you can see, I have no answer for, his quarterback running game. But it's a little bit too little too late at 34-17. As I'm just content here to just burn the clock out. My quarterback is a bit of a runner. Not a great runner. He's got mid-70s and acceleration, speed, elusiveness, juke move and all that good stuff. But he's good enough to at least be a viable threat, which is all you really need. He's trying to get back into the board, or back on the board. Now I'm not really worried about the quarterback. He can run all he wants. I'm just going to lay back my secondary up, Got my zone depth on conservative. Play some cover 2. He can run that all he wants now. Think I was on cover 4 there. Cover 4 here again. You know, nothing cheap, nothing deep. Guard those seams. Good pressure there. And that is the ball game. So we bounce back in our second user game with some big plays from my defense and efficient offense. Didn't really have to show too much offensively. I was able to stay pretty basic as far as the base plays that I like to run out. The run and shoot, the go, choice, slide, streak option. Ran some air raid under and some switch concepts. So nothing too, exotic. I didn't have to go deep into the playbook that much. And I come away with that W. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Getting caught up with posting vids in this league. And you'll see more very, very soon. Talk to you all later. Peace.
For my partners, Reese Davis in the studio, Kirk Herbstreit in the booth, Aaron Andrews on the sideline, I'm Brad Nussler saying see you next time.